going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Eat your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm getting there. Feel good enough to record a video, so let's do it. We've got a pro se defendant in Magistrate Garwood's courtroom. This happened yesterday, so it happened over the weekend. This is during the weekend arraignments, and this is in Michigan. Now, this defendant goes pro se and decides he likes to talk. He talks and he talks. So this is a great example of what not to do if you decide to go pro se. You know, some people go pro se in criminal matters. Not a good idea, but some people do. If you do, don't talk during arraignment, especially when you have a prosecutor like Miss is it Bondi? Oh man, I don't know if that's right. Anyway, she's taking notes. Just be careful what you're saying. All right, before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
At the jail, what is your name?
Wissam Alward.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'm going to be
Londi. I said Bondi. I knew Bondi didn't sound right, but it was like, it's close. Prosecutor Londi. She's awesome, by the way. She's a great prosecutor. Should remember her name, though.
handling your case today. I'm told that you did not want to speak with the public defender.
No.
So, in this circumstance, at arraignment, everyone has the right to have counsel present to assist them for your first court appearance.
Okay, that's why I didn't need anyone to defend me, because it's my first court appearance, because there hasn't been any problems.
Okay, but it's your first court appearance, and today the court's going to advise you of your rights. I
Okay.
am going to go through the charges with you so you understand what you've been charged with. I'll give you your next court date. I would appoint counsel if that's something you would like the court to do. That would be at little to no expense to you. And then I have to decide what to do as far as bond and bond conditions. Conditions are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a condition, you're subject to immediate arrest. The amount of your bond, that's whether you have to post something in order to be released. That's an evaluation I'm going to be making today.
Okay.
So are you sure you don't want to talk to Ms. Anderson? She's an attorney. She's been an attorney for a really long time. I'm guessing you're not an attorney.
No, I didn't break any laws, and I never heard.
Well, you've been charged.
I've been charged falsely, though. I have already called the police several times and explained this whole situation. Just like Haniel has called the police and explained that I look like her ex that hit her.
Okay, so here's the thing. First I'll advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So you're going to want to be careful about what comments you make. Second, you have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority. In that circumstance, Ms. Anderson would assist you today, and then the public defender would be able to assist you going forward. You also have the right to a trial. At a trial, a jury or a judge would be able to decide whether you're guilty or innocent. This is case YPD 25-6642. So would you like to reconsider and speak with Ms. Anderson?
Before I make a decision, is whatever I choose, is it going to be a reason for me not to be able to go home and get out today? I understand whether I want an attorney or not.
An attorney is not going to hurt you at this point. An attorney is going to help you at this point because they understand the law and they understand the right arguments to be making regarding bond. I can tell you the prosecutors are requesting a cash bond. So they're requesting that you have to post $25,000 to be released from jail. So it's probably going to help you if you talk to the public defender. If you don't want to, I can't force you to talk to her, but she's here.
And if I don't, then I won't be able to get out without a $25,000 bond.
Well, you'll have to make your best arguments on why I should release you.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
I'll say what I can say for it to be released. I don't need somebody else to say it for me. I mean, I know the law too.
You know the law.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, but I went to high school.
Okay. All right. So I've advised you of your rights. The complaint in this matter alleges that on or about May 24th of 2025, that you were at 201 North Huron Street in Ypsilanti. The single charge alleges that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Hanel Groshush, Grosshusech, an individual with whom you've had a dating relationship. That is a misdemeanor charge. It carries a maximum penalty, 93 days in jail and or $500. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
No, because this charge is false. It's not.
Okay, hold on. That's something
I
different.
never put my hands on it.
Hold on. That's disagreeing with the charge. Do you understand what you've been charged with? I understand you're saying you're innocent. It wasn't you. You didn't do it.
Okay.
But for today's purposes, you've been charged with this crime. So do you understand what that crime is? Or do you need me to go back
I
through it?
understand what you said, but I'm just saying it's false.
That's fine. So you understand what you've been charged with. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to have you stand mute. That means you'll remain silent as to the charge. I'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I'm going to schedule you for your next court date. That's going to be a pretrial that will be in person in front of Judge Barr. He will be able to see you on June 5th at 9 a.m. at the 14A2 District Court. Yes.
The problem is I still have 4 daughters and bills to pay. I need to be able to go to work. How am I gonna?
We're not there yet. I'm just giving you your court date.
Okay.
Okay. So in person at the 14A2 District Court, June 5th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Barr. We'll send you a notice to appear at the jail. The next thing we'll need to address is bond. There are 2 parts to bond. Bond conditions, those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a condition, you're subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions regarding bond or bond conditions, I will hear from Ms. Landy, who I think you still need to put your appearance on the record. And then I'll be happy to hear from you. But again, I want to remind you, anything you say can be used against you and you do have the right to remain silent. Ms. Landy, your bond arguments?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ashley Landy for the people in this case. Your Honor, has the court had the opportunity the court took the swear to in this case, correct?
Yes, we did that this morning.
Thank you. Your Honor, I am requesting a cashier surety bond. I am also further, I believe, requesting a GPS. I have to pull up my notes here. In this case, the allegations include the defendant remaining in the victim's home, not leaving when being asked to leave, going into her bed and touching her under her clothes. The victim did not provide additional details for us to be able to look at charging a CSC in the 4th degree. However, there is sufficient evidence to charge the domestic violence as they had previously been in a domestic relationship, a dating relationship. So I am requesting a $25,000 surety bond as well as a GPS tether to keep him out of that 201 North Huron Street. Sir, you do not get to interrupt me.
It is not your turn to talk, and you're not going to interrupt anybody.
Sorry.
So I'm extremely concerned for her safety. This is a very disturbing fact pattern and a disturbing case. I'm also requesting that there be a prohibition against the defendant possessing firearms as a component of his bond, as well as standard supervision at community corrections. And that $25,000 cashier surety bond, I'd request it be no 10%.
Yeah. Those are some scary fact patterns right there. And I loved how Miss Blondie just put her foot down. Like, no, we're not playing this game. You are not interrupting me. You are not represented by counsel. You're about to screw yourself when you start talking here in a second. I want to say it's funny, but it's not. It's sad. He should know better than. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know better than to defend himself. It's a terrible idea. $25,000, and you just said you had 4 kids. Why aren't you taking the attorney? All right, it's about to get even worse.
Thank you. All right, now, sir, you will be able to make your bond arguments, but again, I want to remind you, anything you say can be
Okay.
used against you.
Okay, I have permission to speak now?
You do.
But okay, so what I'm saying is, me and Haniel have never been in any sort of domestic violence whatsoever. Not even one time. And she's called the officers before and explained that has nothing to do with me. So because I don't understand why is all this necessary? Because the last time I called the cops and had a welfare check done on her because she wasn't answering, I was worried about her, and the cops came and arrested her. So why is all this information just gone? Nobody knows, understands. They're not helping. They just come and try to accuse us of hurting each other, but it's others that's hurting us and taking from us.
So you do have a criminal history. I mean,
No, I
what's your
don't.
date of birth?
11/12/1996. No criminal history.
So you pled guilty to an assault and battery.
Yeah, because they said I have kids and house payments and responsibilities to take care of my family. And how am I supposed to do that being in jail for months to be able to just go on
Pled
trial?
guilty to attempting to assault, resist, or obstruct a police officer.
Yeah, I know I had to because I didn't need to be in jail where I can't even take care of my family.
I don't think he knows what no criminal history means. Just saying.
That's the reason.
Well, regardless of why you did that, you have a criminal history. That's just the fact of it.
I would never hit a woman anyways.
You
I never said I wouldn't leave. But I said I was leaving. She's told me not to leave until you guys got there, so she knows I'll leave because other people that she's been with, because she dated several guys that look like me, because that's who's just her preference, I guess. But even I've never told her I would not leave. I would not do that. I don't want to be somewhere I'm not wanted.
All right, look at Miss Londie's face. This is why you don't talk. He just admitted to being at the scene. His defense is it wasn't me. You know, he's pulling the Shaggy defense. But now he's admitting to being there? What?
You know, she wanted me to come there. I said I can't stay here. You know,
I would encourage you to stop talking. Because now you're talking about what allegedly took place on that day. If you can keep talking, but you may make the prosecutor's case for them by saying what you're saying.
I told her that I can't stay until until the police come, because even if I do, they're just gonna arrest me because you already know that I'm not supposed to be here. How is she gonna? I only went there to give her money. I gave her money when I went there.
Okay, so now you've
Can't
acknowledged
stay.
that you were actually at the property. So again, I'm going to encourage you to stop talking. Is there anything else you want to say before I proceed with your bond conditions and bond amount?
No, that's all. I was saying, you know, I'm sorry. She probably was just having a bad day. You know, it's not. I would never hurt her. I love her. I love her with all my heart. I care about her.
All right, this is when it's getting too much. I'm going to let the rest of this video play, and I'll just comment at the end, but I had to make this comment. I'm sorry, I guess she was having a bad day. Do you remember what the accusations were? You can rewind it about 10 minutes, or I'll just tell you. He was in bed with her, putting his hands on her, touching her where she didn't want to be touched enough where she called the police on him. And he just said she's having a bad day. This is the kind of guy we're talking to right now.
Her.
Okay.
If she's sick, I go get her medicine or ask her if she wants something that would make her feel better. Or say I'll get whatever she needs that to be happy or
Okay,
feel
I'm
comforted.
gonna have you stop talking because again, you are saying things that I do not think are going to help you in this case. Your bond conditions are as follows. You're going to be required to have standard supervision at our community corrections department that will include drug and alcohol testing. Each time that you are required to test, you'll have to bring photo ID and $12. If you don't have photo ID, then you'll be able to ask the jail for a copy of your booking photos. No alcohol, no illegal drugs, and no marijuana. Do not leave the state without prior permission of the court. Do not purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, gun components, or any dangerous weapons, nor are you to be with anyone who has any of those items. Do you own any of those types of items?
No.
Do you understand your conditions so far?
Yes, but am I allowed to say anything else?
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Do not assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're to have no contact with Hanal. When I say no contact, no direct or indirect contact with her, no telephone, email, texting, internet, or social media, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook, Slack, Discord, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. No contact means no contact. Don't direct anyone else to be in touch with her on your behalf. Don't mail anything to her. Don't deliver anything to her. Don't have anyone else do what you're not allowed to do in reference to contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
You are not to go to 201. If that is your home address, you must find another place to live and you must notify the court of your new address within 24 hours of your release from jail. We will give you a phone number that you can contact. If you need to return to that address for a civil standby, you'll be allowed to do that. A civil standby allows you to contact the police. They would meet you there. They are there to keep the peace. That is not an opportunity for you to hang out. That's not an opportunity for you to communicate with Hanal. That's just an opportunity for you to get your things and go. Do not go without the police. Do not
Okay.
go to any home, temporary residence, work, school, or house of worship of Hanal. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do not violate any criminal law. You're required to appear for any and all court hearings and other places as directed by the court. All of your conditions, they will exist whether you're in custody or out of custody, and they'll remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. If there's any change to your address, email, or telephone number, you're required to notify the court. If at some point you change your mind and decide you want the public defender to assist you, you would make the judge aware of that, and then the judge can make a referral. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions regarding your conditions before I set the bond amount?
No, can I say one more thing?
I don't think I could stop you.
Okay, so I just want to know, so as long as I don't go there, even if she tells me to go, so that there won't be no problems between us?
You can't have contact with her. It's not
No,
just.
I know, I understand, but
Yes.
she's the one that called me and asked me if I'm okay.
Again, I encourage you to not talk about what specifically happened on the day.
Tell me I have mail or.
See, this is a good time when having an attorney would be useful to you because you could ask those questions of your attorney.
Okay. So as of now, based on what I told you what happened, is there any way I'll go home, go like to one of my relatives' house today?
So you're welcome to post the bond that I'm about to tell you about, and then you can go home to a relative's house. So this is what the court is going to do. Based upon the facts that are alleged in this case, it's of concern what was presented to the court. And potentially additional charges could be coming from how I heard the testimony. I am going to set a cash bond in this matter. That is going to be $10,000 cash or surety, no 10% privilege. I believe that is appropriate in this case.
Can it be a personal bond?
That's not a personal bond. You would have to post $10,000.
But why is that?
And I'm
why
gonna
is that
require the
okay?
defendant to have a GPS tether to make sure that he doesn't go back to that address
There's
prior
no
to
reason to go
release.
back to that address. I never said I wouldn't go back, not go back.
I'm gonna have a GPS tether placed on you. They don't place tethers on holidays or weekends, so that tether would not be placed until Tuesday.
I just don't
After-
understand why am I being ignored?
I'm
And I don't, she has a mental disability.
I'm talking. I'm not sure what's so
I'm
complicated.
not
about
mental
it.
health or drug addict or anything, so why are you guys saying this
All right,
stuff?
I'm gonna mute you if you keep interrupting me. So the tether can't be placed on the holiday or weekend. The tether would be placed on Tuesday. That's the next time the agents are here.
I have
Prior-
work Tuesday. Why you guys want to make me lose my job or something?
I'm not making
Like all
you.
that's necessary. It's the holiday weekend.
So because it's a holiday, if somebody commits a domestic violence, it doesn't count?
If somebody makes a false accusation because I look like one of her exes, it's not up to you guys to do a proper investigation and get more proper information from both of us.
Again, an attorney would be most helpful.
Somebody that doesn't have a mental health condition.
So
or
your
any-
bond, hey, I'm not
drug
deciding
failure.
guilt or innocence. I'm just deciding what bond conditions are necessary to keep everybody safe. You've demonstrated to me an inability to control yourself because you keep interrupting me, which is rude and inappropriate in this circumstance. You did it to Ms. Londy as well. So I have to consider your ability to control yourself and follow my court orders, and that gives me concern that you can't do that either. So the bond is going to stay $10,000 cash or surety and a tether prior to release. Ms. Londy, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, sir. You can stand up and go to the door. Thank you.
Okay. So there's no way I get to go home unless I pay $10,000.
Right, and get the tether, and you can't get your tether till Tuesday.
So even what if I don't have $10,000 on
Then
Tuesday?
you'll remain in custody until your next court date, which is June 5th at 9 a.m. So that is next week on Thursday.
And that's because I said I wasn't guilty? Well, I don't understand.
Of course not.
Yeah,
That has
you
nothing to
said-
do
you
with
said
whether
that
you
I-
said you were
couldn't
guilty
trust
or
me
not. That has to do with.
I spoke out of line, but I didn't raise my voice.
Do you want me to answer your
Yeah,
question, or do you want to just keep
I didn't say
interrupting me?
anything wrong.
Do you want me to answer your question, or are you just going to keep interrupting?
What am I interrupting? Nothing I said is stopping you from understanding my side of what's going on, or
If
saying-
every time I talk, you start
listening
talking
to you
while
or
I'm
being
talking.
disrespectful or nothing. I didn't mean any disrespect towards you or anybody.
Okay, well, here's the thing. The allegations that have been presented.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm not ignoring you. I'm not trying to speak out of line.
Then why do you keep talking while I'm talking? We're done. The allegations that were presented to the court give the court concern about the safety for the victim.
What about my
Okay,
safety?
I'm done. We're
When I
done.
told you guys, or
You're
I had
done.
called
You can-
before.
Nope,
and-
You're
and-
muted. We're muting you. You've been muted. You can go to the door. You can go to the door. We're all set. I can't hear you. You're muted. So you can stand up and go to the door.
All right. All right. That's it. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the victim as well, especially how he speaks about her. He kept victim shaming. Oh, she has mental health issues. Oh, she has this, that. I he took no responsibility for anything. I mean, maybe he is not guilty. I don't know, but if he's not guilty and accused of a crime, why wouldn't he take a lawyer? I feel like that's even more important to take a lawyer at that point. And I'm not saying a lawyer would have changed the $10,000 bond. Maybe though. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, video's over. We're not going to be able to watch this guy. He's in Judge Barr's courtroom. Judge Barr does not stream, so we won't see. We will not see how this happens. Heather's blowing me up, so I guess it's time to let the video play out. You guys are awesome. Please hit that like button. I would appreciate it. Until next time, bye.